Dre all day.
Dre Baldwin, balloverseas.com, the Overseas Basketball Blueprint. Let's talk about routines and discipline for professional basketball players. Specifically, let's talk about routines. We'll talk about the other things in a different piece of content. But when it comes to being a professional at anything, especially in the sports world, you need routines. Everybody know what a routine is, right? Let's just give a general definition of the word routine. It is doing certain things that you do on a consistent basis the exact same way over and over and over again. Everybody understands the general idea of a routine, right? I'm gonna give you the definition out of the dictionary. It says a sequence of actions regularly followed or performed as part of a regular procedure rather than for a special reason. A regular procedure, specific actions that are regularly followed, a sequence of actions. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm speaking to many of you athletes out there who are looking to build your way up to the pros. Maybe you haven't gotten to the pro level yet. Maybe you're still playing in college. Maybe you're playing in high school. Maybe you are out of college and you're looking for your way to get into the pros. The biggest challenge that I've heard from many people is that they just don't have a routine yet as far as how you train, on how you work on your game, on how you take care of your body, the kind of rest you're getting, how much sleep you're getting, what you're drinking, what you're eating. All of these things need to be routinized. Why? Because in professional sports, you better have a routine. The reason why you better have a routine in the pros is because everything that is going to be required of you for you to keep getting them checks, for you to keep your job overseas, is going to be routine things, such as having practice every day is a routine. Having to go to training, like going to the weight room and lifting weights, will be a routine. Any type of conditioning work your team has you do, whether it's running outside, running on the track, getting in the swimming pool, getting on cardio equipment, is going to be routine. Your game schedule is going to be routine. It's not going to be the same games and maybe the same days. Maybe you'll play once a week like I did in a couple places. Maybe the games will be randomly dotted through the schedule. But every game, since there's always going to be games, you want to have a routine for how you prepare for the game, how you get ready the day before the game, warm up for the game, during the game, after the game. You want to have a routine for all of this stuff. Why do you want to have routines for all these things? Because when you have a routine for the things that you do, you will have routines for the results and the performance that you perform and the results that you produce. So when you have a routine of preparation, then your performance and your results will also be routine. Any of you who runs a business or works at a company right now, understand that that company is producing consistent results, meaning every time a customer buys product X, they get the exact same experience. Every time somebody buys a burger and fries from McDonald's, it tastes exactly the same no matter where you buy it from. Why is that? Is it because everybody who works the burger machine and the fry machine at McDonald's is a genius? No, they're all different people, and they might quit today and somebody else be working there tomorrow. Why is everything routine? It's because the system is routine. You have to have a routine system for all those things that I already mentioned. How you work on your game, you need to have a routine. What time you get to the gym, how long you stay in the gym, how you warm up, how you cool down, how you stretch, how you use your foam roller, how you put ice on your body. If you're not doing any of these things that I just said, you better start doing them, because when you get to the pros, you will need to have these things routinized and already know your routine so that you can start delivering consistently as soon as you get there. The reason why that matters is when you go overseas, if you are not consistently performing, even in practice, let alone the games, if you're not consistent, if you're not routine in the way that you deliver, then the team, they're not going to be consistent in the way that they deliver to you, i.e. paying you your paycheck. And what I mean by that is not they're going to just say we're not paying you. What they're going to say is you don't work here no more, and they'll have a reason to pay you because you're no longer under contract because you are not consistently producing results. Everybody understand what I'm saying here? If any of you know someone who is a professional in anything, but let's just say sports. If you know a professional athlete, I don't care what sport they play, track, figure skating, ballet, gymnastics, basketball, football, tennis, anything, ask them. Just ask them about routine. Just say, hey, Mike, hey, Lisa, hey, James, can you tell me, how much does routine play a role in your career as a professional fill in the blank, whatever it is that they do? And let them tell you. They're going to tell you a whole lot. They're going to say, man, that's the whole thing. My whole thing is routine. I don't care, again, any athlete, a football player, every time they get to that field, they know what their routine is for how they warm up and how they get ready and how they stretch and how they do their training or whatever it is that they're working on. A basketball player, there's a routine there. If you have a trainer, they're going to have a routine for the things that they take you through. It doesn't mean they're going to do the same things every single day forever, but there's a routine, there's a structure, there's a framework in place. You need to have your frameworks in place as far as your routines for how you train, how you work on your game, how you get ready, how you cool down after it's done. Why? Because again, professionals. Here's the other thing about professionals. When somebody is paying you money to do something, they have a much higher expectation when they're getting it for free or when it's just something for fun. When they're paying you money, they're expecting to get a certain result. Your pro team is writing you a check, right? They're depositing money into your account every month or handing you an envelope with cash in it, whatever your deal is. They're expecting a consistent deliverer, especially if you're an import player, especially if you're playing somewhere and you're not from that country, meaning you're not one of the local players. It costs the team much more money and investment to bring you in, not just in your salary, but in a bunch of other things just to have you on the roster. What that means is because they're making that larger investment in you, they expect a consistent performer in you. They expect consistent results from you, and they expect you to bring up the level of everybody else simply because of who you are. You're the person that they brought in from the outside and had to invest more money in just to give you a job. You better be delivering consistently, because if you're not, you know what the next thing is. They will get rid of you and they will move on to someone who can consistently perform. So how do you start doing this right now, today? Wherever you are, whatever level you're at, whatever amount of experience you have, you need to pull out your phone and your calendar or a pen and paper, and you need to write down a routine, a schedule for what your day is going to be like, especially around your basketball commitments. If you got other commitments, that's cool. Put that in the schedule too, because that's part of your day. If you got kids, you got a family, you got a 9-to-5 right now, put all of that in your schedule, because you need to figure out where you're going to fit your basketball commitments around those other commitments. If you don't have any of those, your schedule also every minute needs to be accounted for. When are you asleep? When do you eat lunch? When do you eat dinner? When are you hanging out with your friends? When you got to go do this thing? When you got to go get your license renewed? When you got to go, pick something up from the UPS? Whatever it is you got to do, everything needs to be on the calendar. It needs to be structured, and you need to have a routine in place. When am I doing this? And then within that, when you get on that court, how am I doing this? What is my warm-up routine? What's my cool down? What's my dynamic warm-ups? What's my stretch? When am I foam rolling? When am I lifting weights? When am I doing my cardio? You need to have a consistency to all of this stuff so that there's a consistency in the performance, which means there will be a consistency in the results. And then when you do get your chance overseas, you'll be consistent immediately. You'll hit the ground running consistently, because if you show up shaky, you may not get enough time. They may not be willing to afford you enough time to catch up and actually get up to speed. They may be expecting you to be good from the gate, and if you're not, they will move on and find somebody else. Because understand, this job, professional basketball, is a buyer's market, meaning there are many more people trying to get a job than there are teams looking to hire someone for a job. So if you're not delivering, they can easily go find somebody else to take your spot. Even if you would be good in 3 weeks, they ain't got 3 weeks. They need somebody to be good today. So make sure you start creating routines for yourself in your practice, your training, your mentality, your rest, your everything. Routinize your life so that you can start routinizing your results. When you can produce routine results, that's when you become a professional, and that's what people pay for. It's not just that you're good, but it's that you're good all the time. And the only way you can be good all the time is to prepare the same way all the time. If you do not yet have your free copy of this book, The Overseas Basketball Blueprint, make sure you get this by going to balloverseas.com. Yes, you heard me, it is free. 237-page book, everything you need to start your professional basketball career or further it if you're already playing overseas. Again, that's balloverseas.com. I put this book out so that anyone who wants to play pro basketball has the foundation of everything you need to do, everything you need to know, everything you need to not do to play pro basketball. And I got a whole bundle of books that go into specific topics. When we talk about exposure camps, we talk about the overall understanding of overseas basketball, we talk about agents, all of those things. We got separate material on each one. This is the one you start with. Again, balloverseas.com, balloverseas.com, the Overseas Basketball Blueprint. Claim your free copy right now. All you do is cover the shipping. Work on your game. Dre, all